Can I just say something? As the princess of Arizona, there is a crisis.
Nobody bullies me. I'm a tough chick, and I lived in Los Angeles for a long time, and maybe the history you're talking about is accurate. But I think there are stereotypes on both sides, because there's sometimes, even when I hang out with a bunch of conservatives, they're like, oh, well, if we bring a Democrat here, are they going to be like a snowflake that's triggered easily, and, you know, we can't talk about anything else?
Interesting that you use the word snowflake when the Republicans are the ones who feel bullied.
Yeah,
We're the snowflakes in this study.
It says 46.8% of Republicans feel that they are being bullied in the workplace.
I don't feel bullied. I mean, make that very clear.
Yeah. And you know what was surprising to me?
I'm announcing that this year will be my last one as a member of the House. To be clear, I am not resigning. I intend to full my served term as I was elected to do.
Okay, so cheering kind of surprises me a little bit, because Paul Ryan is a politician of an era gone by. He was one of the most powerful congressmen between 2009 2016, before Trumpism sort of completely took over.
Paul Ryan has been an enabler.
No, he hasn't. That is factually inaccurate. He has gone up against Trump. It's part of the reason why he's stepping down right now.
Let me finish.
Well, can you let me talk?
Can you let me finish?
Well, can you let me talk?
That is factually inaccurate.
One of the reasons he's stepping
down. He has
down.
gone up against Trump time and time again. He's been crucified by hardcore conservative media as a result of it.
Big deal against
the
Trump.
immigration, anti-immigration,
he got his tax cut
talking
through.
about.
He got Neil
You know, he was one of the few people that came out during the grab him in the blank tape that came out vociferously against it. This is the problem, though. What do you want? If Paul Ryan isn't good enough, and people, but that's not logical. We shouldn't want that. We live in a democracy. We should want two healthy parties debating against each other. But if Paul Ryan is the greatest sin, this is how we got Trump, because if Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney and people like this are the worst kind of politicians, then you deserve Trump, because he's not. He's a truly decent man that was trying to fight for democracy and conservative ideals. And now what's going to be left, I have no idea.
But he's leaving. He's not fighting the good fight, and that's the problem.
A lot of these Republican congressmen were basically
Republican. There were Democrats doing it on the other side.
The Democrats too, but the Republican congressmen were basically saying to their base, "See, I'm with
Democrats
Trump,"
as well.
and they're afraid of losing their seats because they have to agree with Trump and protect Trump from the truth and from the Mueller investigation.
Trey Gowdy is stepping down. He's not going to be in office anymore. He's not worried about anything. He is. You got your wish. Oh, please, with the clapping, he's one of the good ones.
I think no, he's not.
Yes, he is. This is the problem. Do you want Trump people or do you want non-Trump people?
Where's the bell?
Because I feel like there needs to be people. No, because I feel there needs to be people. I still believe that the conservative principles are true. Just the infallibility of the messengers is what's killing it.
There are a lot of people like Steve Schmidt
you have to have people that are willing there to fight for it. So
there are a lot of people like Steve Schmidt that are saying, I can't do it anymore, I'm a Democrat. I will say there are still principles.
I think there's a divide that we've seen over and over with Republicans. There are a lot of people that have conservative ideals that say, at what point am I giving up my humanity for this?
Give up power.
The fact
there is, I'm sorry, let me say something, Sarah. No, let me finish, because that what I was just saying about Walmart people.
If you're all talking at once, I'm going to go to break. I'm going to give you the last word.
That's why we needed the bell.
We don't need the bell. Shut up with the bell.
I don't understand.
Stop it with the bell.
You know what? Forget it. I'm just trying to. I have made the conscious choice, and I have more reason than anyone in here to dislike President Trump. I'm sorry, but I've made the conscious choice to try and understand his voters, understand what's happening in the party, and by the way, have some compassion for some people who felt like they didn't have any other choice. And I think when we sit here in studios in Manhattan, judging the middle of the country, we make no waves whatsoever.
Did
I say I like Trump?
I'm just saying, when the Obama administration was indeed scandal-free.
Oh my God.
So Republicans can be as angry as they want to, but they are basically giving praise.
Trump was then elected.
Praise to this administration.
I'm saying the Republicans don't have.
I am a Republican, and I'm telling you, it is how we got Trump, and it's how you're going to reelect him. And when he is reelected, which at this point I believe he is going to be, this is a show where we respect one another and we respect everyone else in the country. I hope at some point you will listen to the warning shots
I have to make an
I have given all of you.
Okay,
I'm used to the audience booing me.
There's like a difference between
let's say, the Clinton administration was a
endorsed the
Democratic
controversial and short-lived policy of separating children from their immigrant parents in an effort to deter illegal
If you want to talk
crossings.
about children, he gave a child for our freedom. His son died in combat.
He defended
I mean,
wife
if you want to
abuser
talk about
Robert
children,
Porter. He called Robert E. Lee honorable and said the Civil War was due to a lack of compromise. So when I look at all of the things that he did during the administration, that's what I will remember him for. I'm not saying everyone, but that's what I will remember him for, especially when he disparaged a congresswoman, lied about her, and then refused to apologize.
I just think it's weird to be clapping. Whatever you think about his politics, he lost his son in combat for freedom. And again, clapping in that way, again, your call, everyone can interpret him differently. I do think there are some things that precede politics, and I think service and being in the military and losing a son and being part of a Gold Star family is one of those things.
But
I agree with the turnout rate.
You can be both things at the same time.
I have a hard time clapping for him in general.
Can they not?
Everyone can do whatever they want. You can do whatever you want. I'm saying for me, it makes me uncomfortable.
Former DNC chair Donna Brazile shocked the hell out of people with her next career move as an on-air contributor for Fox News.
And so I think it's going to be very interesting that she now has this platform to perhaps.
I also think that it's interesting to go into a space where your ideology is hated, and when you go in, not that I would know anything about that every day, and I think it was what was so appealing about coming to this show. Normally, it feels like a pretty hostile audience when I come in here, which is fine. I know I'm a big girl, and I'm not asking for sympathy, but I think that if you can win over people who disagree with you,
On day 34 of the government shutdown, the guy in the White House tweeted that he will agree to Nancy Pelosi's suggestion to postpone the State of the Union until the shutdown ends.
So it's also, we say this every single day. I mean, not to be, it's Groundhog Day in here, and I think in our country as well, not to be like callous about this, but we are saying this every day, and I actually appreciate Democrats who are taking responsibility to, like Congresswoman Elissa Stolnick from Michigan, who said Democrat leaders need to, quote, get in the damn room because the issues will not resolve itself. Mike Barnicle this morning on Morning Joe said watching this play out is a stunning, stunning portrait of complete ignorance on both sides of what the reality of the shutdown is doing. I still stand by it makes everybody look bad, not just President Trump.
Well, people disagree with you. Because 60% say Trump bears the responsibility for the shutdown. Can we show that clip of him taking responsibility for the shutdown?
I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck, because the people of this country don't want criminals and people that have lots of problems and drugs pouring into our country. So I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it. The last time you shut it down, it didn't work. I will take the mantle of shutting down.
So, wait, just really quick. I just want to ask one question.
If you're going to come from me, then I'm going to definitely come back to you. So
I know you hate Trump. I know. I know you want him impeached. I got it. But I want to ask you a question. I'm not being nice. I want to ask you a question.
When you say I hate him, you're being nice.
I want to ask you a question. Let's not get a cheap applause line because I would rather not.
This little queen is trying to really come for me today. Enough.
Be like
do whatever you want, okay? The audience can do what they want. Thank you.
Maybe I should just stand here and you can throw tomatoes at the Republican and.
So what's the question? What's the question, baby?
Do Democrats, you as a Democrat,
came to close last night with the series finale of Game of Thrones. And this morning, there are actually counselors you can reach out to if you're having a hard time with it. Anybody having a tough time? Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, people in the audience.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is sad.
I spent 8 years of my life watching this, and it was a horrible ending. Horrible.
Steve.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Only on season 4.
I'm sorry, but it's all over the internet. I wasn't told I was allowed to say it. When it's all over the internet, you would have found out one way or the other.
I have been avoiding spoilers.
As a dedicated fan who watched live last night, like everyone's supposed to,
I'm
You're
only on season
genuinely,
4.
you guys are like genuinely upset. Just to roll it back, what were we supposed to talk about?
There
Why
are
is this the hot
counselors.
topic then?
You need to shut the fuck up.
So we're clear. I wasn't told no spoilers, and I wasn't told I couldn't say anything. So
It's
producers,
okay.
next
It's all
time,
good.
because apparently I'm going to get the wrath of the internet when I leave. I hope these
it's
guys
really
don't
about
follow
the
me on the
I was thinking Nixon would be so, he says I was in the wrong period of history because he would have gotten away with everything just like this corrupt president is getting away with. This is an unbelievable corrupt president, corrupt administration, and the Republican Party is right behind him, and they all should be thrown into jail as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm actually, lock him up.
Wait, you're clearly frustrated this morning, and you're saying to the American public that all Republicans holding office should be in jail. So I want to know. And,
well, you know, that was what
what
you call hyperbole.
I know, but I think that it's dangerous.
That's what it
to be
sounded like to me.
It's hyperbole.
Well, it doesn't sound that way to the Republican at the table, for whatever it's worth. It sounds a little aggressive.
They were all over Clinton, up in his mug, and he's got to do this, and he's got to testify. And I don't see the same fervor.
But the other thing I would like to make clear is I come here every day trying to show a different perspective. And I understand every day that I walk into this building, and basically when I walk out of my apartment, it's an unpopular one. But I do think it's important to know what's going on in Montoursville, Pennsylvania, and why 4,000 or 9,000, extra people outside of that city would travel to see him. He's still incredibly popular in states where it matters.
Yes,
and I'm trying to give you a warning shot
I get
of
that,
how
but
you
that's
can blow
not,
this
But
in
that doesn't have
2020.
anything to do with what I'm talking about. That
Can I weigh in? Because you're saying it should be in the spirit of journalism. And I was in the room, and it was all about the spirit of journalism. What no one is covering is the big banner said White House Correspondents Association, and then it said celebrating the First Amendment. They gave out this pin that I have on today, First Amendment. We were all wearing it.
Except for comedians.
Except for comedians, right? We were all wearing it.
I think journalism is important. I certainly believe the First Amendment is incredibly important. I don't have a problem with it. This dinner, to me, and I used to go, I refused to go. I've been invited many times since I started refusing to go. I will not attend this dinner again. I actually got in a public fight with Greta Van Susteren many years ago because she invited Lindsay Lohan, and I thought it was beneath the dignity of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Clearly, I lost that battle. She was very angry with me at the time. I just think that there are some dinners in Washington, D.C., the Gridiron Dinner, the Alfalfa Club Dinner, that truly are about celebrating journalism and the work that journalists and political commentators
This one is
do.
too. This one is too.
Are you a journalist?
I consider myself. I have a journalism degree.
I was just asking.
I consider myself a journalist.
I'm just asking.
I understand what you're saying, Megan. Because there's a...
By the way, I would like to say, the applause line for what, I mean, again, like, I just feel like sometimes you just want to line up conservatives and throw grapefruits at us because, again, I'm just trying to explain.
I'm just
trying to explain.
Yes, but I want you to stop doing that. I want you to stop saying that we're trying, because that's not helping the dialogue.
We do go after Trump. I admit it. I'm one of his worst critics on television. But I do not attack the Trump voters. I don't think you've ever heard me say that.
That's not you. I'm not.
Well, you're talking about the vibe here. And the vibe is not against Trump voters.
I think when there's an applause line, every single time I say something.
Now you're blaming the audience.
No, I'm not blaming the audience. I may be blaming the guy
She's just blaming Tom.
I'm blaming Tom.
In this study,
It says 46.8% of Republicans feel that they are being bullied in the workplace.
I don't feel bullied.
What?
A pretty hostile audience. It makes me uncomfortable. Listen to the warning.
Oh my God, I have to make it.
Please with the clapping. Then you deserve Trump. You can throw tomatoes at the Republican. I'm used to the audience booing me. I mean, it's fine.
I did not say that.
Can you let me finish?
Well, can you let me talk?
Well, can you let me finish?
Well, can you let me
Can you let
talk?
me finish?
Because it's actually your job to listen to me.
We're not going to do this. This is The View. We are 5 best friends with nothing in common.
Okay.